Hi everyone, Ramadan Kareem. It's a wonderful month, and it is uh, like all Muslims around the world pray intensively and asking for forgiveness. And it's such a spiritual month that I felt I really want to talk to you today about forgiveness, as long it goes with the theme of the month. And I hope this resonates with you. Whoever is listening to me or is here, I think this is a message for him or for her. So, um, lots of people this year has been really challenging for many people, actually for all of us, because it created an emotional impact. The pandemic was a huge emotional impact that affected how we live our lives. And this is how change happens through an emotional impact or through repetition, like repeating over and over until we change something in us. But the pandemic changed our lives. We turned to virtual life. Our kids are studying from home. We stopped going to work. Lots of things. We're all wearing masks. Traveling is not flexible right now. So yes, it impacted our lives. And many of us is not, if not all of us, lost someone they really loved this year to the pandemic. And many people feel guilty that they were not there for the people they loved when this happened. Because like you may be living abroad, like I'm in Canada. So like when I hear about somebody I cannot be in touch with, it affects me, it impacts me. I feel hurt because I wasn't there for them when this happened. So some people like, we lost a lot, yes, I know. And it's sad, yes, I know. But the hard thing is that this is a month for forgiveness. And many of us are not forgiving people who have even left our life. They are not with us anymore. So what can you do? Like, I mean, they died. Why don't you let it go? Why don't you? Maybe I'm not saying or condoning what they did was right. I'm not condoning if they wronged you, that I am not supporting you. That's not true at all. What I am saying is that, hi Casey, I'm happy you're joining me. Thank you. So, what I'm saying is that by forgiving, we let go of the hurt, because if we still like condemn them, if we still like think like they did this to me, they hurt me, it's we are attaching ourselves to the hurt. So we are actually clinging to it and we're creating more of it. It's inside us. And we are the ones who are actually suffering. So to forgive or to let go, it means to let go of completely, exactly like I'm dropping this pen. You're not gonna forget what happened. Our mind doesn't forget, but it will be detached from the emotion that they cause me suffering, because the attachment to emotion cause suffering. But when I detach myself from the event and learn the lesson, this creates wisdom. So if you have lost someone this year and you did not forgive, and many families I see, and it's heartbreaking, like you see sisters or brothers or siblings, they don't talk, and then they ask their kids not to talk to each other. And because like, you see what they did to me, you see, and like, well, if you decided you're not talking to them, you don't have to talk bad or mean about them to your kids, so they grow with the hate and the resentment, because you are poisoning them. That's not good. It's not serving anyone, by the way. So if you are willing to forgive, and it's easy, you say to God, like if you can't forgive them, say, I am willing to see them differently. I am willing to forgive. Please help me. Sometimes the hurt is so big that you cannot say I forgive them easily. But we need a miracle. And a miracle, when we ask for help, we say, I am willing to let go. Please, God, help me release it. And it's doable. So, what can you do if somebody died, is not in your life right now, and you would love to do something for them? Well, they must have family or somebody that you can support financially. You don't have to say that I paid them the money, I gave them money. You don't have even to mention your name. You're doing it so you start to feel good about the situation, that you did something to them and you release them with love. So you don't have to do it to brag about, like, I'm helping you, I'm supporting you. You even can send them the money without your name, because this is for you. It's not for the other person. And I think, like, whoever, like, I mean, if you're away from somebody you lost, maybe you can get you get zakah, which is money, or like sadaqah jariyah. In Arabic, I'm saying this, which means that you get money and with the intention to support these people or do something good for them that helps them. Like in Canada here, I see like my friends would have a play like a plant a tree for the lost ones. They would have a deck for people to sit on, like back home in Canada. Like, hi, sweetheart. So like you can start a project in their name, whatever it is, but whatever you're doing, it's for you to release them with love, and it's not for them actually. All right. So I want to share with you a story of two monks. And monks are known to be very spiritual. They don't marry, they dedicate their life to meditating and walking in nature. And this is how they live their lives. And one day there were two of them walking and meditating in silence. And there was a woman who wanted to cross a little, not a big river, just a little pond, like she wanted to cross, but it was so muddy and she didn't know how to cross it. So one of them just carried her to the other side and kept on walking. The other monk did not like was all the time. They kept on walking for 5 hours. That's how monks live. They live in meditation constantly. So he told him, well, he kept in silent. And then after 5 hours, he told him, he said, what's wrong? Why are you looking at me this way? He said, we're not supposed to touch women. You were not supposed to do that. And you carried her he said, oh my goodness, I carried her 5 hours ago and I put her down. And you're still carrying her after 5 hours? That's exactly what we do when we hold on to the past hurt. That's exactly what we do when we hold on to resentment and anger and unforgiveness. And actually, we are hurting ourselves. We're not hurting the other person. He may not even be aware of that. And I love the connotation here. I'm going to share with you. It's exactly as if you have a dungeon. A dungeon is a place like underground. And this place is full of cells, and each cell has a prisoner in it. And these people, yeah, thank you, Casey. Yeah, I know. So in the dungeon, there are many people there in prison, each one in a cell. You are the only one who has the key for the cells to release them. And you just like walk down the stairs cluttering with the keys, and they are all looking at you in anticipation. Are you gonna let me out today, Rasha? Are you gonna let me out? Is it me? Please open the door for me. And I look at them, or like the other person look at them in anger and say, no, I cannot forgive you. I'm not opening the door for you. And well, you know what? You are the only one who has the key to save their lives, and you refuse to forgive and to let them out. But do you know who is holding you in their prison? Because you may have done something to said something that hurt others' feelings and you were not aware of it. And they are holding you in their own cells. You are stuck there. And that's why when we feel stuck in life, we have not forgiven. Because when you open the door to one of them, the door will be open to you from another one, from other people that are holding you in their own cells. So forgiveness is an act of self-love. This is what people don't understand. They keep on focusing, they did this to me, they did this to me, I cannot forgive. You are holding yourself their prisoner. So I like it's by letting them, by letting the incident go, and by not condoning them. I'm again repeating, I'm not condoning them. I'm not condoning what they did to you. I'm not supporting what they did to you. What they did happened. It was meant to happen this way. But you can forgive it to release yourself of this negative energy, which keep you stuck to attract more people who you are not willing to forgive and who are not willing to forgive you. So it's for an act of love for you. So I'm asking you in this holy month, like make a list whom you are not forgiving. This is a month that people are asking for forgiveness. So why don't you make a list of the people or the things you're not forgiving? And you write it down. and say like everything, like, please God help me, I'm willing to release it. They did that, like write it down and burn this paper. The moment you do that, you release yourself of their energy and you will feel wonderful. Please try this exercise. Share with me how it felt like. I have done it many times. I'm a human being. Like, yeah, definitely. What was keeping me stuck was not forgiving stuff, was feeling resentment to others towards others. And the more I work on it, it's like layers. But the more you do the inner work, because I know that if I'm waiting for others to change, I'll wait all my life and nothing's gonna happen. And I reach the level that self-love and respecting myself, I like will emanate it to others. And I don't want to hurt myself. And by holding to the resentment, I am hurting me. I'm not hurting them. I'm drinking poison, expecting them to get hurt. No, I send them in love. I release them in love. I wish the best for them. And I learned my lesson and I'm moving on. So that was my message for you today. Please do it. I think it goes really well these days and people are opening their hearts. And that's really an awesome chance for everybody, not just for Muslims, for everybody to try the exercise and share with me how it felt like. To your success, love you and respect you all, and Ramadan Kareem. Thank you.